Hey, good morning. This is Ogle's Fish Room. Hope everybody's doing well today. It's Monday. I just wanted to highlight my 75 this morning because yesterday I did a 75% water change and tried to get out a lot of the tannic acids out of this. I do it every now and then, and it seems like in a couple weeks it's back, but we'll see. They've been soaking for years, so hopefully it won't come back quite as strong. We'll see. Anyway, as you can see, the my platinum angel is in the middle of the tank right now. He is, or she is, just absolutely gorgeous. That's the newest one on the left, almost her size. He was a pair at the fish store. I did not buy them because they were like 20 bucks a piece. And somebody eventually came in and just bought one. So then I felt sorry for the for this one that remained because I thought that was a horrible thing to do. You just don't break up a pair. But at any rate, which is why I didn't buy them. Really couldn't afford it. Really couldn't afford this one. But as I said, I feel sorry for things that are left by themselves. So I don't like that. Anyway, he seems to be doing well. The smaller one down below, that one, was the mean girl that was originally bought very small. She was like a quarter size. A while back, had her in one of the other 10-gallon tanks with another marble that I'd bought that's got the one that's got the crooked fin. And she just picked on him. That's why I call her the mean girl. So at any rate, ended up separating them and found him another friend in his tank behind me. But in this tank, when I decided to put her in here, she started getting big enough that I thought she could handle it. And she's not quite as scrappy in here because everything else is bigger. So anyway, as you can see, we've got a lot of different things. We've got about 10 coolie loaches that are swirling around there doing the crazy coolie dance. We've got about 10 to 12 black skirt tetras, but the long fin version. Got three, a couple chasing each other in the middle, three Siamese algae eaters with a dark black stripe down the side. They kind of group together over there. That one up right below the angelfish is a Buenos Aires tetra. I had a large group of them, but they have slowly passed away. I think he's the last of that group. That was a snakeskin barb right here. He's absolutely gorgeous. Had a pair of them, but the other one passed away, so he's by himself. Sorry about the scratches. This is a very old tank. I can't even remember how long I've had this tank. This is 75. Got a lot of, in case you didn't see, we've got two wave makers up at the top here. One's pointed toward the back, which disperses the air stone and gets a little more oxygen in the room, so to speak. This other one is facing this way. It comes down and really cleans this, as you can see how clean the sand is. It's just water movement. That's all that is. It stirs it up. Makes it easy to clean. Or for my filters to clean, I should say. Now that's a yo-yo loach, the big one right there. Let me back off a little bit. We've got three of those. They're swooping around the tank. I just fed a few minutes ago, and I don't see them right this second. The bumblebee catfish, which I think is a beautiful catfish, was swimming around. This is another little loach here in the corner, right there, the small one. Still don't see him. Okay, well anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys this tank. Well, it wasn't so dark watered. I know it's still kind of darkish, but as you can see, there is a ton of wood in here. I'm sure some of you have seen this, but there's the root that sits up on top. It is so big that I could not get it in this tank because there's a bar. When you get this big of a tank, there's a cross beam across the top holding it together, uh, or adding more strength. Anyway, you can see the shadow of it right there. So I ended up putting a branch on each side of the bar, but as you can see, the branches are just humongous. That was fun even getting this in. So anyway, I mean it touches the wall over here, touches the wall in the back, touches the wall over here in two places. I mean it was hard to get in here, I tell you. So that's why I don't mess with it too much. I know it's leaching tannic acid, but you know that's the price you pay to have something unique. This was in my years and years and years ago. I had a 6-foot iguana. I actually found him a good home. That's a crazy story. I probably won't get into that right now. But any rate, he was mean, and I kind of rescued him from. He was at a pet store over in New Smyrna, and he'd be sold, and a few weeks later he'd be back, and then he'd be sold, and a few weeks later he'd be back, and this just went on and on and on. So finally, I really didn't want an iguana, but I finally asked the question, why is this iguana coming back? And evidently it was very mean. It was just not a happy camper, and would beat you silly with its tail. And for those of you that don't know much about large iguanas, they have some serious spikes on their tail. And by the time, what I did is I said, okay, I'm going to try I think I'll give him a decent home. So I went out and I bought a china cabinet that had been dropped and all the glass had been broken out. I'm talking a large, old-fashioned china cabinet. And I got this piece of wood and I put it in the china cabinet. It might have been upside down. It might have had the root part down and this went up. But at any rate, it was huge. And I went and got some very heavy-duty gauge wiring for small critter cages. And I replaced the glass with this wire. And it ended up being an absolutely gorgeous cage. This was years ago. Anyway, this is where the wood came from. But I will go ahead and finish my story. My wife finally did not care for the iguana too much. He was hard to take care of. You had to open the cage, feed him very quickly, and close the door before he'd be putting out of you with his tail. So anyway, and change his water and all that. I thought he was gorgeous, though. He was absolutely breathtaking. So I eventually put an ad in the paper. This is before social media. And advertised that I was trying to find a home. I did not want any money for this iguana. I simply wanted him to have a good home. Okay. So this guy calls me, shows up, and I'm trying to explain to this guy how mean this iguana is. And all he could do is talk about how gorgeous the iguana was. So I'm talking to this guy, and it ended up that he had 7 more giant iguanas at home. He did not have them in cages. They had the run of the house. I said, how do you keep them from pooping all over the place? Because they like to sit on the back of his couch looking out the window, or enjoying the sun bathing, I should say, from the window. And he said, I give everybody a bath in the morning in warm water, and that releases their bowels. Okay. So we're having this talk, and I'm trying to explain to him that he needs gloves and this, that, and the other, and I'll go get him some gloves. And what is he going to put this iguana in? Did he bring a cage or anything? Obviously, you can't take this giant china cabinet. And he said, no, we'll be fine. So I'm standing here expecting this guy to get beat to pudding by this giant iguana. And he opens the door, reaches in, Picks up this iguana, which, as I said, was 6 or more feet long with the tail. I mean, he was absolutely huge. Cuddles it like a dog, kisses it on the lips. I'm standing there, and my wife is standing there in utter amazement because this animal was just violent. I don't know any other way to say that. And he kisses the one on the lips. They seem fine. He walks out the door. He puts it in his car, sits it in the back seat, and drives away. I had asked him to please keep me informed. I called this guy every week for about 4 weeks, and the iguana was doing beautifully. Just ran all over the house, got his bath in the morning. Everybody evidently enjoyed their bath in the morning, so they'd come in the bathtub to get their bath. I mean, it was just like unbelievable story. But I was fascinated by that and also just happy that he got a new home. Okay, well, I did go there, sorry. Okay, that's my iguana story. Anyway, that's where this giant piece of wood came from, and I'm going to turn this off now. Hope you all have a wonderful day. This is Ogle's Fish Room signing off. Take care of yourself. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.